Brightmoor kids, we are excited to have you join us for our series called You Only Live Once, otherwise known as YOLO. It's true, we only have like one life to live. We have like one chance to make a difference. And because of that, we need to do our best to make it count. Today, we're learning from a man named Mordecai in the book of Esther in the Bible. He was known for doing the right thing even when no one noticed. Have you ever done the right thing, hoping that someone would see it and reward you for it, but they didn't do that? What did you do that no one noticed? Well, today, we're going to learn about doing the right thing, but before we get into our lesson, I want you to watch this awesome video.
Lauren, and I'm going to be your host for this series called You Only Live Once. You may recognize the term You Only Live Once by its famously short version, YOLO. People often use the phrase YOLO before they do something risky, something daring. It may be scary, but they end up doing it anyway because, after all, you only live once. So today, I've decided to do something super crazy. Talk about taking a risk. It's been something I've been afraid to do for a really long time, but today, I'm gonna do it. After all, you only live once.
We're here at Six Flags in Dallas, Texas, and I'm about to ride some crazy rides, and honestly, I'm really scared, but I mean, YOLO. We're here right in front of the Batman, and I am freaking out. Here we go!
We only have one life here on this earth. We have to make it count. That's why we're going to be learning some really cool stories from the Bible in the book of Esther. Each time we get together, we're going to talk about a different character in the story. We're going to learn some very powerful things from each one, some through their good examples and some through their bad examples. The first character we're going to learn from is Mordecai. Mordecai was Esther's cousin, and he always did the right thing, even when it was hard. You're going to learn about some of the difficult things that Mordecai went through, and even though he may have been worried or afraid, he didn't let that stop him from doing the right thing. Well, I'm going to let you get into your lesson today, and while you do that, I'm going to start planning my next big thing I'm going to do. This is Lauren reminding you that you only live once. Make it count.
Whoa! She totally faced her fears. She realized the importance of making her life count. Today, we are going to learn that when we are faithful to God and doing right, God will honor us. But before we get too far into that, we need to find out what's up. What's up? My name is Devontae, and I'm here to give you our what's up. It is God will honor those who do what's wrong. I'm just kidding. It's do what's right. God will honor those who do what's right. I need all my ladies to stand to your feet. We're gonna have a little competition. Stand to your feet, ladies. I wanna see who can do it the loudest, who can scream with all of their might. On the count of 3, you're gonna repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. God will honor those who do what's right. Good job, ladies. Take a seat. We're gonna see if the boys can do any better than that. Take a seat, boys. Stand to your feet. You're gonna repeat after me on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. God will honor those who do what's right. Good job. I can't really tell who did the best. I have a feeling it was the girls, but we'll do it one more time. Everybody all together, stand to your feet. Stand up, everybody. We're gonna do it all together, or repeat after me on the count of 3. Everybody together. 3, 2, 1. God will honor those who do what's right. Great job, boys and girls, and that is our What's Up.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Wiggy Pop. I'm here to teach you another rockin' power verse. Today's power verse says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9. Woo! That was a rockin' power verse. You know what I need? I need the girls to stand up and say it with me. You can do it. Stand up and say the power verse with Wiggy. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9. Great job, girls. You may have a seat. All right, boys. Get up on your feet and say the power verse with me, or Wiggy Pop. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9. Great job. You may have a seat. You know, doing the right thing can sometimes be pretty tiring, especially when you're doing the right thing over and over again and it seems like nobody notices. But you can't give up and stop doing what's right. Oh no, because I'll tell you one person that always sees you and always notices, and that's God. So keep doing right and He'll make sure you're taken care of. Now, I'll tell you what I need. I need everybody, boys and girls, to stand up and do the power verse with me, Wiggy, on the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9. Nicely done. But before you sit down, let me hear your air guitar. Woo! Great job. You may have a seat. Well, my name is Wiggy Pop, and I've got to get on to my next gig. I'll see you next time when I teach you another rockin' power verse. See you later. Woo!
Today's Bible story is found in the book of Esther. Esther was a young Jewish girl who had quite an interesting life. It's a long story, but today we're going to look at one part of it. When Esther was young, her mom and her dad died. So her older cousin Mordecai adopted her. He raised her as his own, providing for her every need. He provided a place to call home, a seat at the dinner table, and he raised her to love God with all of her heart. In the land where Mordecai and Esther lived, there was a king. His name was King Xerxes, and one day he decided to have a beauty contest so he could choose a new queen. Esther was very beautiful and was chosen to be a part of this contest. King Xerxes really liked Esther and ended up choosing her to be his new queen. Mordecai stayed close to Esther and continued to care for her like a father. He even worked at the king's palace as a gatekeeper. One day, while working at the palace gates, Mordecai overheard two of the king's guards plotting to kill King Xerxes. When Mordecai heard this plan, he immediately told Queen Esther to warn the king. Esther told the king and made sure to let him know that it was Mordecai who had helped save his life. In the history book of the king, it was recorded that Mordecai helped save his life. But other than that, nothing else was done to honor Mordecai's right decision until a long time later. Years later, King Xerxes was sitting on his throne, listening to one of his servants read from the history book of the king. He read about how Mordecai had saved King Xerxes' life years ago. Hearing that, King Xerxes asked, "What did we ever do to honor Mordecai?" "Nothing," said the servant. So King Xerxes decided to honor Mordecai in a big way. Mordecai was finally honored for doing the right thing and helped save the king's life. Mordecai was prepared and paraded through the city as a king's highly appointed man, and he got to sit on a horse. While he paraded around the city, Haman, one of the king's officials, walked in front of the horse, announcing to everyone, "This is what the king does for someone he wishes to honor." Today in our lesson, you are going to learn about the importance of doing the right thing no matter what. When you do, God will honor your faithfulness.
So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9.
Today we're learning some great lessons from the life of Mordecai that will help us make our lives really count. After all, you only live once. Remember, Mordecai was the man from our Bible story, Esther's cousin that raised her like a daughter. Mordecai was a very good man, and he's a great example for us to learn from. It's always good to have someone set an example of doing right. In fact, I'd love to know some of the people in your life that are good examples of always doing the right thing. Chances are, if we lived in the day of the Bible story, one of us would have mentioned Mordecai. He was doing a great example of doing the right thing and making his life count. We can learn several lessons from Mordecai, and the first one is
care for others. Mordecai truly cared for others. Remember in our Bible story, Mordecai's cousin, Esther, lost both of her parents, and she was in need of a father to love her and raise her up. Mordecai cared for her by taking her into his family like his own daughter. He showed her love and care when she needed it most. He also cared for King Xerxes. He saved his life, even when he wasn't honored for it for years to come. What a selfless person. We need to care for others too. See, it's easy to care for people we like, people that we're already close to, like our friends and family. But we need to care for everyone. That means even our worst enemies and the people no one else seems to care about. If God cares about us, we must care for others. It's the right thing to do. And we can learn another lesson from Mordecai all about doing right.
Do the right thing no matter what. It's important we always do the right thing no matter what, no matter how hard it might be, or how easy it might be to do the wrong thing. We need to follow Mordecai's example. He heard those two men plotting to kill the king, and he didn't wait a second to make the right choice. He immediately told Queen Esther so she could warn the king. Mordecai was ready to do the right thing no matter what. He was a Christian. He knew God wanted him to do the right thing and be faithful to the king. Remember our power verse? So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. That leads us to the last lesson we can learn from Mordecai.
Remember, God honors faithfulness. Mordecai was faithful to the king, and he was faithful to doing what was right. That goes to show us that he was ultimately faithful to God, and God honors faithfulness. Mordecai may not have been honored by King Xerxes immediately for doing the right thing, but he still remained faithful. he still stayed loyal to the king. He still kept doing the right thing, and because of his faithfulness, King Xerxes honored him in a huge way. It's the same for you and me. When we're faithful to God and continually do the right thing, God will honor you, God will bless you. It's kind of like trying to grow a plant. Like, when you decide to grow a plant, obviously the first thing you need to do is you gotta have some good soil. You gotta have the seeds. You should have a pot or something like this. You use this little shovel, you dig a hole, you put the seeds in, you cover it up, you make sure it gets plenty of sunlight, and you start watering it. Like, when you do that though, it's not like the plant grows immediately. No, it takes time. And you have to remain faithful to making sure that it's getting watering it continually, watering it every day. And eventually, it'll start to grow. That's the way faithfulness works in our life. And that's how life is sometimes. When you do what's right and nothing comes right away, don't give up, don't get discouraged, and don't get tired of doing what's good, because at the right time, you are going to reap a harvest of blessing if you don't give up.
Hey kids, it's time for our rewind review. It's time to get into these questions. I hope you guys are answering along. We've got Mr. Connor versus Mr. Devante. So hope you guys are answering and following along. Let's get into it. First question. What's up today?
God will honor those who honor him.
Who do what's right.
Oh, so we got it together. God will honor those who do what's right.
Woo!
Half points either side.
I thought I stole that point.
No, sorry. It was because you provided the end half, he provided the beginning, so we're tied still. Second question, who was Esther's cousin?
Her cousin was Mordecai.
Exactly. All right. What did Mordecai overhear at the palace gates?
He overheard the two men that were plotting to kill the king.
Exactly, and now we are tied once again.
Wait a second, I'm confused because I hit the button first, so...
I heard one answer though.
Okay,
continue. And it was right. Did the king honor Mordecai immediately?
No.
And with that, Devante takes the lead. True or false? 50-50 chance. I don't have to do the right thing if it's too hard.
False.
Exactly, it's false. All right, according to our lesson today, now fill in the blank. Care for blank.
Others.
Exactly, care for others. Devante's really taking the lead here. All right, come on, Connor, you can bring it back.
I'm a second half player.
Fill in the blank once again. Do the blank thing, no matter what.
Do the right thing, no matter what.
Exactly, he got it. Do the right thing, no matter what.
Don't call it a comeback.
Question 9. According to our lesson today, remember, God honors blank.
Those who do what's right. Those who love him.
Not wrong, but not exactly what we're looking for. Remember, God honors blank. 5, 4, 3,
Righteousness?
2,
I forgot.
1. I think I heard the kids out there, they're saying it, faithfulness. Remember, God honors faithfulness.
Yes.
All right, let's see if we can end strong. Last question. Where was our power verse found?
Galatians 6:9.
Oh, and with that, Devante wins our rewind review.
Woo!
But more importantly, I hope you guys were answering along and following along with the questions, and I hope you guys had a fun time. Bye.
3, 2, 1. God will honor those who do what's right. Great job, boys and girls, and that is our What's Up.
Hey, thanks for watching this week's first lesson in our YOLO series. Come back next week because we're gonna continue to learn about Esther. So hold tight because there's so many more things to learn. We'll see you next time.